Happy Monday from frigid Indiana, where we're huddled inside throwing more wood into the stove than any sane person should have to, but staying warm nonetheless because we're still replaying that Fernando Mendoza touchdown in our minds and on our TVs. Our first ever national championship in football. Yes, it's cold, but wow, what a week. Here at County Quest, we're also warming ourselves with fond memories of last week's big strategy session with Copilot. And if you haven't listened to last week's episode, this would be a great time to hit pause and go do that. Everything we're talking about today builds on what happened there. It was a 3-hour strategy marathon that produced dozens of pages of transcript, all good, all rich, and all overwhelming if you don't know what to do with it. But fear not. We most certainly did know what to do with it. And the solution is already done. Before I reveal the slick little system behind it all, I want to remind you that I'm Annie Rind, your hostess with the mostest on the 1001 Business Problems Solved with Microsoft Teams podcast, where every week, in 6 minutes or less, or really, really close to 6 minutes, I give you one practical solution that can save you hours. So, what exactly did we do with that mountain of Copilot chat goodness from last week? First, we needed a concise summary. Just the best information, no fluff. When we scrolled back through the chat, it was immediately clear that printing it out would require reams of paper. Easily over 100 pages. So we did the obvious thing. We asked Copilot to summarize. We told it to focus on the most useful information, the decisions we made. And we asked it to reproduce 2 specific sections word for word because they were too good to risk losing. And of course, Copilot performed flawlessly. We got a perfectly distilled 2-page summary we could drop straight into our strategy document. We'll be coming back to that summary in the next few weeks as we finalize the workshop agenda and then as we build our marketing plan to fill those workshops with hungry, curious business owners. Now comes the fun part. What does one do with those juicy 2 pages so they're not lost in cyberspace or scattered on sticky notes? You've got 2 main options. OneNote, which is wonderful for organizing lots of information with sections, pages, and all kinds of content. Or Word, which is what we use here, not because it's better, but simply because it's our long-standing home base. And here's why I'm bringing Word into this conversation at all. Way back in the early 90s, Arnie took an advanced Word class and dove into videos on mastering its deeper features. He learned something that's still true today. Word's advanced tools aren't hard. They're just unknown. And if you're managing long living documents, like strategy documents fed by ongoing Copilot sessions, these tricks are pure gold. I know Copilot is the shiny new thing and Word feels like that faithful 40-year-old pickup truck in the yard. But trust me, once you learn the tricks I'm about to share, you're going to love Word as much as we do. And remember, all of this is in service of the real goal, using Copilot well without sliding back into information sprawl because it would be so easy to just let all these Copilot results devolve into hundreds of scattered files. We do not tolerate information sprawl around here. And I suspect that's a big part of why you started listening to this podcast in the first place. Information sprawl stinks. All right, time to get into the good stuff. These word tricks will let you manage a long evolving strategy document like a pro. In fact, once you know them, you'll whip around in any 300-page document like it's 2 pages long. You might want to pause to take notes or replay this section later. Let's go. The word tricks every business owner should know. If you've ever worked in a long Word document, you know the pain of endless scrolling. What I'm about to teach you eliminates scrolling entirely. Everything becomes one click away. Trick number 1, the paragraph marker controls everything. Open any Word doc and hit the little paragraph button in the toolbar to show formatting marks. See that paragraph marker at the end of every paragraph? That is where the formatting code lives for the whole paragraph. If you've ever wondered why your formatting sometimes behaves like it's possessed, this is the reason. If you apply formatting without including that paragraph marker, Word gets confused. Always include the paragraph marker when applying formatting in Word. Problem solved. Trick number 2, learn to use styles, especially headings. Up in the ribbon, you've seen heading 1, heading 2, and so on. You need to use these. And you only need 5 to 15 minutes of playing around to understand them. Here's how. First, Click to the far left of your section title line until the cursor points right. That ensures you're selecting the entire line and the paragraph marker. Then apply Heading 1 or Heading 2 by choosing a button up in the Styles portion of the ribbon. Why not just bold the title and change the font size? Because headings turn your titles into hyperlinks that Word can automatically structure. Simply applying bold or enlarging the font won't do that. This is how long documents become instantly navigable. Now, how do you put this to work in your strategy document? Let's go back to our County Quest strategy doc so I can tell you how. We pasted in our 2-page Copilot summary and titled that section Workshops. Over the next few weeks, we'll paste in more sections for online courses, video-assisted consulting, individual consulting, bootcamp, and so on. Each of our initiatives will get its own heading. Then comes the game changer. Trick number 3, the Navigation Pane. Go to the View menu and check the box for Navigation Pane and presto. On the left, you now see a clickable list of every heading in your entire document, whether it's 10 pages or 300 pages long. One click takes you anywhere. That's life-changing. And if you want to get really fancy, you can also insert an automatic table of contents at the top of the document. You can update it after each working session by simply refreshing it. This table of contents is also a navigational tool because every heading is a hyperlink. That's some good stuff. If you use these simple tricks, you can maintain a living strategy document that grows alongside your Copilot-powered sessions clean, organized, scroll-free, and ready for action. Also, pin this living strategy document as a tab inside one of your team's site channels. Then, your living strategy document is one click away and right in front of your entire team at all times. Yes, we love Word around here. And once you try this, you will too. Let's recap these 2 episodes real quick so you can get about your day. First, use Copilot as a strategy brainstormer, sounding board, and advisor. Then, have it create a short summary of the long discussion. Next, paste that summary into your long Word document as a section or chapter using the heading styles in Word. Leverage the Navigation Pane to navigate your growing document. That's how we strategize in 2026. I know, I've gone over 6 minutes for the second week in a row. But this was way too useful to break into 2 parts. So promise me something. Open a Word document right now. Paste in pages of lorem ipsum, song lyrics, meeting notes, anything that gives you several pages to work with. Then practice these tricks. Feel how fast you can move. Feel how in control of the document you are. That's all for this week, folks. It's time to throw another log into the wood stove already. While I'm at it, I think I'll go watch that touchdown again. This is Annie signing off. See you next Monday.